1895, a man by the name of Tom Wiggins cut a trail up the side of Mount Whiteface here in New Hampshire, and it's now known as the Tom Wiggins Trail. It is infamously marked by a sign at the top and bottom that says Tom Wiggins Trail, not recommended, steep and loose. And for some, that may be enough to keep them away and prevent them from hiking the trail, but for me, it only intrigued me, and it got me wondering back in April of last year, what is that trail actually like? So today we're back because we are not here primarily to hike Whiteface, but we are going up and over Whiteface to climb East Sleeper for the New England 100 highest. So I thought it would be interesting to take the Tom Wiggins Trail on the way up and see what it's like. Upon doing research, it's really not as bad as it used to be. It did get more use in the past, and people were taking it not knowing what they were getting into. There was a lot of erosion and loose soil, so that's why the signs were put in place, but now it's not so bad. It doesn't get nearly as much use, and it's not as loose as it used to be, so we're gonna try it out, see what it's like, and head up to East Sleeper. There are about 3 ways that you could do East Sleeper. There's no real quick and easy way. The way we're doing it, coming up over Whiteface, it's probably the least miles, but the most direct way without going over any other mountains is via the Downs Brook Trail, but it is a little longer on the mileage. You also could come over the Tri-Pyramids for a longer and more, I guess, exciting adventure. But we chose to do this route. We do love Whiteface and the Blueberry Ledge Trail. The Tom Wiggins Trail will actually connect to the bottom of the main section of the Blueberry Ledges, so we'll still get to do that, and then we'll also come down that way. So thank you for joining me today, and let's get hiking. Alright, we are at the Tom Wiggins Trail intersection. Gonna drink some water and head on up the mountain. Well, we're not far in on the Tom Wiggins Trail, and my feet are already wet. We had this kind of tricky stream crossing, and I slipped on a mossy rock and dunked my right foot completely, my left foot mostly, but didn't get hurt or anything, just got my feet wet. Thankfully they should dry out pretty quick today. Now it's time to start climbing. Let's go. Well, we made it to the top of the Tom Wiggins Trail. It was actually a very fun trail, and I would actually recommend it if you feel like you enjoy the kind of steeper trails. It's definitely more challenging than the traditional route coming up. If you're not comfortable with that stuff, then don't do it, and I definitely wouldn't go down it, but it was a fun trail to ascend. Now for the Blueberry Ledges.
Making it look a lot easier than it is.
So we had a nice long lunch break up here. I brought my stove up for this trip, as you saw, and made a nice hot meal, which is always nice on trail. Joe and I both agree this is probably our favorite outlook on this whole hike, and that's why we chose to stop here instead of the false summit area. There is a pretty big area it feels like the summit, but it's not really the summit. That's a good spot for lunch or break or whatever too, but there's actually better views at this spot here. So we are now done, and we're going to finish heading up to the top of Whiteface. It's not far. Go tag the real summit, just a quick out and back, very, very short, and then we will head to East Sleeper. All right, let's go. We're now on the false summit of Whiteface. If you are coming up here for the first time, you might be tempted to think that you have reached the top. However, you have to continue down the trail a bit further. This is a nice spot to stop because the actual summit doesn't really have any views, so this is definitely a good lunch spot, like I said before, in addition to that other outlook. No one up here right now. Pretty breezy. And here's the true summit of Whiteface. I've already done this, but I wanted to come back and tag it again while I was here. And here's Joe at the true summit of Whiteface. Okay, now that we've done our out and back to the summit of Whiteface, we're gonna get on the Cape Sleeper Trail, which will take us to East Sleeper. If you continued on that trail, you would get to West Sleeper and then you'd eventually get to the Tri-Pyramids. But we're just going to East Sleeper, then we're gonna turn around and come back the way we came. I'm now at the call between Whiteface and East Sleeper. This is also where the intersection of Downs Brook Trail is, and I just filtered some water, filled my bottle back up. This is the second time I've refilled today. I've been kind of just I brought this 1 liter bottle and then my water filter, and then I can just fill up whenever I want. It's definitely a good way to kind of save weight. If you're new to hiking, probably it's better to just bring extra water, and if you're unsure of what the water sources are on whatever trail you're doing, then it's better to be safe and have the extra water. But if you know, like for instance today, I knew there are all kinds of streams, I can just bring a bottle and fill up whenever I need to. Welcome to East Sleeper. After you turn off the Cape Sleeper Trail onto the little herd path up to the summit, it is indeed a herd path. It's pretty grown in. You can tell not many people come up here. Even the Cape Sleeper Trail is definitely less used than other trails, you can tell in some places. But nice trail, and this kind of area as we got close to the summit kind of opened up. The sun's coming in. It's quite beautiful. So it may be a wooded summit, but once again, we still have a big appreciation of it. Okay, well, we are going to head down from the summit now, and we're going to head back the way we came. The only difference is we're not taking the Tom Wiggins Trail down. We're going to stay on the Blueberry Ledges Trail the whole way, but we had a wonderful hike today. The weather was perfect and the trails were just awesome. It was nice to see some of the blueberry ledges without snow. Definitely a lot more scrambling than I remember. So that was really fun, and we are thankful for our time out here today. But I will end the video here. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, stay inspired, stay creative, and I'll see you in the next video. See you later.